Now I invite Professor Patit Mishra sir. Please come to the dais for the closing remarks. Come, please, sir.
Thank you very much for the audience, for the present hearing. I don't want to take much of your time because lunch will be around 1:30 only. And we are overwhelmed by the brilliant lectures of the three persons here. Just Professor Udayanath Sahu, an eminent scholar of the country, he has talked brilliantly about the contact between Kalinga and Indonesia, and he has started about architecture, then social manners, then all those things. Then Professor Beuria, Dr. Ajit Kumar, he came to the point and talked with good deal of research about migration, diaspora, not only about Southeast Asia, but also about different parts of the world. And he gave some datas. Then what could be the future projection for Indian diaspora by the government of India. Then Professor Mishra, P.K. Mishra, he also talked about globalization, India's role, how India is slowly, gradually came very close with Asian countries, and India is a power to be reckoned with, and according to him, the future looks bright. As far as Indian diaspora is concerned, we must bear three things in mind. Compared to the United States or the European countries, Indian diaspora is small in number but very powerful in Singapore, particularly because of IT. In Malaysia, there are sizable number, about 7 to 8%, 7.3, but the Malaysian government's policy of giving preference to the Bhumiputras or locals, the Tamil community, the majority, they have been marginalized. But anyhow, whatever my experience there, they are struggling. And one thing to be noted in Malaysia is there is no violence, no racial, riots. Because the whole of Malaysia, there is only one racial riot in 1968, and that was against the Chinese. This Hindrab that he talked about, it's of course voicing Indians concern, Tamils, then Malayalis, but they are not very effective, and very frequently they don't resort to violence. Moreover, here Indian government role also is to be more, because that fundamentalist Zakir Naik went to Malaysia from India and is spinning venom against India, but India government is not doing sufficiently to extricate that fellow, that Islam fundamentalist, Muslim fundamentalist. So India government has a lot to do about this Indian diaspora in Southeast Asia. Another thing to be noted, sad thing is Indian embassy, they don't bother too much. That's my experience. They help, but very casual approach. Compared to the Chinese or other embassies who are very aggressive, the Indian embassy should do more about the Indians that are there in Southeast Asia. Because the Indians who have migrated earlier, long ago, they have been assimilated in Southeast Asia, and the Indians that went in the colonial period, particularly as the laborers in rubber plantation, they are suffering now. Sometimes when Rabindranath Tagore went to Southeast Asia, he was amazed at the Indianness of the people, about the impact of Indian culture. and he went to Indonesia. He said, the soul of India resides here. Actually, if you go to Bali, you will feel as if you have come to India. The locals, they worship the gods. There is, Indian gods and goddesses everywhere. So, the Indians should be proud, Indian government should take more initiative for uplifting the communities in Southeast Asia. More scholarships should be given to the Southeast Asian to come to India. There are, attempts, but more should be there. Then the Indian government in his Act East policy also look towards promoting Southeast Asian culture in India itself, teaching Thai language, Cambodian language, Bhasa Malayu, and giving scholarship. Unless we give help in the form of finance to the Southeast Asian student and to Indian students studying in Southeast Asia, this Indian diaspora won't, prosper. So the future is in the hands of the government, which is doing, of course, after 2014, in its Act East policy, some very good measures, but still it's to be desired. And we are coming to the end of this plenary session today. Tomorrow there will be a last plenary session and there will be valedictory. So I must thank the chairman, Professor Padi, and the students, those who are having patient hearing, and to the tolerant colleagues who have come from Cambodia and other parts of India, and to the virtual speakers. For that, this is a modest attempt to highlight the role of our state, Odisha, Kalinga, and drawing the contribution of Odisha or Kalinga / Kalinga from the starting 2, 3, 4,000 years ago, starting from the common era times up to present day. And these days, another thing I forgot, there are Odia Samaj in almost many capitals of the world, whether in the United States, many cities, or in Southeast Asia, or in Dubai. So Odia diaspora or Kalingan diaspora also is propagating Odia culture, like hosting Rath Yatra festival, building Jagannath temples, and celebrating festivals like Nuakhai all over world. So it's a good sign, peoples to people contact. The good thing is that the local people, they are participating in it in a great number. So we hope that the role of Indian diaspora, not only in Southeast Asia, but whole of globe, is very bright. With these words, I thank you once again. Thank you very much.